Hello, and welcome to another special episode of Scare You to Sleep. This week's episode is ad-free and is a little taste of future things to come on my Patreon page. If you like this week's episode, join patreon.com/scareyoutosleep to hear any future guided nightmares. I'm going to do my shoutouts first thing this week because I feel like tonight's episode would be tainted by an outro. So, my eternal gratitude to Andrea Lawrencelle Sheridan and Athena Basham. Thank you so much, you guys. Because of donors like you, these ad-free episodes are possible. Okay, I think that's enough chit-chat for now. Welcome to your guided nightmare. For this episode, I have some requests. If you're driving, turn this off. If you're doing chores, turn this off. I need your complete concentration. This is going to be your guided meditation into a nightmare. Find a place that is quiet and safe, maybe even dark. Grab some headphones or some earbuds. I want to be as close to you as I possibly can be. Have some tea or a glass of water. Sit or lie down. Get comfortable. Make sure you're warm enough. Let your hands lay loosely in your lap. Let your legs relax. Now, close your eyes and breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In. And out. Now, concentrate on releasing the tension from your entire body. Wiggle your toes. Relax the tension in your feet. Now your legs, your hips are melting into the cushion you're sitting or lying on. You're breathing deeply from your belly, not just your upper chest. Your shoulders are tense. Let them go. Move your head slightly from side to side to loosen your neck. Don't clench your jaw. Let it fall. Let your lips part. Now soften the spot between your eyebrows. Let it follow the rest of your muscles in total relaxation. Let's go on a journey together. You've awoken in your bed in the middle of the night. You don't need to check the time. You know that it's just after 3 a.m., just like every other night this week. Strange things have begun happening in your home, especially at night. During the day, they're just a nuisance. Small things go missing or are moved. You hear strange sounds that, in the daylight, you can easily dismiss as the sounds of the foundation settling or the refrigerator acting up. But it isn't daylight. You keep your eyes shut tight. You're scared to see what has been making the noises. You try to focus on the gentle sounds of the rain outside your window. But you can hear that it's letting up. What was that? Did the bathroom door just shut? It must have been a draft. You must have left the bathroom window open. Right? You hear something move around your house. So you move around a little, trying to get comfortable. But you feel a nervous heat rising in your body. Your breath is shorter. You hear dishes in the kitchen shifting. Perhaps there's a small earthquake going on and you can't feel it, only hear it rock the house. That's the TV in the living room. That's the fucking TV in the living room. It turned itself on. Okay. As long as whatever it is stays out there, you can just make it through the night and figure out what to do in the morning. There's someone moving around outside your room. You can almost hear them brush up against your door. You're starting to wonder how long it's been since you woke up. How long until it's daylight? The sounds outside your door have stopped. Or were they even there in the first place? You wonder if you've scared yourself silly and this is all just a result of your active imagination. You've always been such a daydreamer. You probably had a nightmare you forgot about, and that woke you up. That's why you woke up already nervous. In fact, it probably wasn't even 3 o'clock in the morning. It was probably closer to the time your alarm will go off and your body thinks it's time to wake up. No need to curl up in the fetal position like a baby. Besides, you now realize you're covered in a nervous sweat. So you lay on your back, confident it's probably past 5 a.m., and the thought of a ghost in your house is ridiculous. What was that? That wasn't the doorknob, was it? Your breath quickens. You're immediately too scared to move. So you lay there, on your back, invulnerable, eyes still shut. You don't want to open them to see your bedroom door opening. No, that couldn't even happen. You hear things moving about, but this time they're moving in your room, not outside of it. You feel a presence, a heavy presence that seems to push on the atmosphere in the room. You can feel it in the corner of the room. Is it watching you? Is it trying to scare you? Or is it even concerned about you at all? You hear things fall off a shelf. Then footsteps cross the room from one corner to the other. Your feet tingle, knowing that something is crossing by the foot of the bed. Your eyes are still shut. You don't want to see what this is. What would you do if you opened your eyes and saw a figure standing there? You continue to hear small noises as you plan whether you'd run out of the room or simply stare in shock. If your eyes do happen to open and you see something there, your mind races with every memory of every scary thing you can think of, making note of a few that you would never want to see standing in the corner of your room. Why were you doing this? Now all you could think of is that one thing, that one figure you wouldn't be able to handle. Holy shit. Did something just graze the bed? Something just grazed the blanket on your bed. The blanket now feels too thin. You wish you were under something heavier, something that felt more like armor against the figure in your room. You feel something as light as a whisper brush your hair, just enough for a few strands to move. You smell something unfamiliar in your room. Nothing bad, but something you don't ever smell in your house. Like someone sprayed a product or perfume you've never bought. You breathe deeply to try to figure out what it is. What do you smell? You try to stay absolutely still. You don't have a landline, and your cell phone doesn't ring like that. Do you feel a cold draft on your neck? Your eyes are still shut. You know now that something is standing over you. You can feel it bend over the bed above you. Your eyes are still shut. Your nerves are on end. You can't tell if it's caressing your neck or if you're just so scared that your goosebumps have taken on a mind of their own. The pressure is mounting in the room. You can't stand it anymore. As scared as you are, you have to get out of there. You hear your closet door open. Is something else entering the room? You can't stand it anymore. You have to move. You don't know what you'll see, but you have to run. You have to run. You have to see what is standing over you. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Now, close your eyes again. We're going through another door, on another journey. Life has been stressful. You need a break from the grind and from civilization in general. That's what brought you here. To this forest. You aren't a nature expert by any means, but sleeping under the stars for one night doesn't require a Sherpa. The smell of the earth and all the local flora fills your nose as you take in a deep breath of fresh air. Breathe in. It feels so nice to fill your lungs. Breathe out. It's so quiet here. In this little place you've chosen to stay for the night. The only sounds come from insects and small nocturnal creatures scampering over twigs and dead leaves. The fire you built to cook your dinner on is small. You decide to let it burn itself out while you get cozy in your sleeping bag. The warmth feels nice on your face. Your eyelids begin to feel very heavy, as do your limbs after a long day of hiking. So just relax. Your breathing is slow and deep as you begin to drift off to sleep to the sounds of crickets singing and your fire crackling away. awaken suddenly. Your fire has died out, and you're very cold, almost freezing. You feel goosebumps rise on your flesh, and the hairs on your arms and neck stand up. Not only are you cold, but you're suddenly terribly frightened. The woods are a very different place when you're alone, and there's no comforting fire burning. It's dark outside. The moon is hiding behind the clouds, and there are only small slits of moonbeams as light. You immediately realize you've never felt more alone until you don't feel alone. Did you hear that? It sounded like something very heavy. You're laying vulnerable on the forest floor, curled up in your sleeping bag. If something is there, maybe it's an animal. Maybe you should play dead. You feel very naked. Your whole body lights up with adrenaline that you can't expel. What was that? Did you just hear someone whistling? No, it was probably just the wind in the trees. It is so cold. Unnaturally cold for this time of the year. That was closer this time. Too close. You sit up. You realize you need to get out of here. Your instincts are screaming for you to flee. But where do you go? The forest looks so different in the dark. You have no idea what way you came from. Is that a woman? You go to call out to her, but the words catch in your throat. Her voice echoes through the forest. This is not natural. You've heard stories all your life of the things that could be lurking in the forest. Bigfoot, Wendigo, Mothman, and all that other BS, but none of it was real. You have to go somewhere. The woman sounds closer now. You run But where are you running to? It's so dark. The forest at night looks foreign to the one you entered in the day. That voice. Her voice is everywhere. How can you run from something that is everywhere? You run as fast as you can, anywhere. What if you're running deeper into the forest? Your feet ache. It's so cold. You hear something rushing through the trees. It's beside you. Something is stalking you. You spin around, trying to see what this thing is. What do you see? The trees surround you on all sides. Other people get lost in the forest. Not you. Yet, here you are. You think of your own face, plastered across every local news station. Maybe even some stupid Facebook post that will be shared by friends and acquaintances. You are lost. You're alone. And you are so cold. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that thing that is stalking you? You continue running. Your body refuses to give up and just die. In the dark, you've run into a stream. The icy water soaks you up to your ankles. Your feet sink in the mud. Your lungs are burning. It's so cold. Please, stop. Please, just stop. You whisper to the trees. You trudge across the stream as your feet are sucked into the muck and collapse on the other side. You grab handfuls of dirt as you try to catch your breath on all fours. You can smell the stream and the dirt and the trees. You're so exhausted. You're so cold. Your limbs feel so heavy. Your shoulders feel so tired. Your legs are useless. But you realize you don't hear the song anymore. You don't hear that awful, beautiful sound. Falling to your side in the dirt and the leaves, you are so relieved that you laugh, almost maniacally. You You cover your face with your hands and gently weep. You've never felt fear like that in your whole life. You have no idea where you are, but that can wait until morning. For now, you are so tired, so heavy, so weak. You should just sleep here. You take your hands away from your face, and through the moonbeams, you see it, a shadow stretched out before you. It's here. It found you, and it's right behind you.